Welcome, everybody. Once again, here we are with TWIGI iRacing Series competition. This time, we're in Darlington, the Lady in Black 200. A classic stock car circuit, the Darlington Raceway. One and about 1/3 mile is the length here at Darlington Raceway. 1.36 miles, if you want to be precise. It'll be 147 laps in tonight's race here. The 9th of the season for the TWIGI iRacing Series. I'm Carmen Hardy. Alongside me, not really anyone tonight, Kevin Young. We'll see him on Sunday evening for the ARC's A-Square Cup Series. So I'm away on the night, so bear with me. Still getting over an illness, but we're getting through it. Another weekend of action here this weekend. Racing tonight and racing on Sunday night. Nothing tomorrow night, but still a lot of action-packed coverage for you here this evening. 2 minutes left in practice is what we're looking at right now, and we're seeing obviously a lot of cars on track. 19 have set a lap time, 19 set to take part in tonight's race. I see a lot of dust settling from Martinsville a week ago, so we'll see how everything fares here this evening. Right there, center of your screen. Winningest driver in TWIGI iRacing Series competition. Got race win number 20. But now looking for a little bit more. Just a couple weeks ago, he would like to equal the record he had last season. He had 11 wins last season. Already almost halfway to that goal. And we're not that far into the season. Alec Daffin just took the fastest lap time away from him. The only other driver in this season so far to score more than one race win. So we'll see how that pans out. There is still one new face coming into this race. Let's see, 30 seconds left in practice, and it's the 07. Dylan Simmons, the 07 for him. Series rookie. Jumping in a sleek black U.S. Air Force machine. See how he does this evening. Merrick Watchorn went back to the top of the board just in time for practice to expire. Now it's time for qualifying. 5 minutes. It'll be a lightning fast session here in Darlington as everyone gets ready to race. First car on track, it will be John Bawada Jr. Not a good start for John Bawada there. A lot of cars on track. Kyle Smith on his run here. A lot of cars on track tonight. Weileman, Gregg, Smith, top three to set a lap time. Watching Kyle Smith in his second lap. Watchorn just went top of the board. Kyle Smith, second lap in the books. Good enough for fourth at the moment. Doug Betts did not set a good first lap. See what his second lap looks like. Doug Betts gets on the board, only 13th fastest for him. It's Alec Daffin. Daffin went top of the board. He will stay that way. Unless Patrick Hernandez can throw him off. Hernandez, first lap in the books, you know, he's tied the wall. So that will end that first lap. He's going to have one lap left. To try to make something happen. "17 drivers set lap times. The only driver that hasn't outside of Hernandez is John Holiday. And his second lap, is it gonna count? Where's it gonna put him? Cross the line. Enough for 11th place. And he got there right at the nick of time. Again, here's what the drivers will be looking at here this evening. 1.36 miles is the lap here around Darlington Raceway. 147 laps, as we mentioned earlier, 200 miles here this evening. Here's what we're looking at. It's Alec Daffin on the front row alongside Merrick Watchorn. They will be leading this field with the green flag. Brady Wildman, Brennan Gregg in row number 2. Row 3, Lilac Zier and Connor Morris. Then row 4, Chris Howell and Jacob Elkins. Row 5, the incoming Dylan Simmons will round up the top 10 alongside Kyle Dersham. Then Patrick Hernandez and Kyle Smith make up row number 6. Looks like we are gonna have 20. We're gonna have RJ Buchanan also a part of the field this evening in the 99. You'll join John Holiday at the back of the field. Looking a little bit further back, row 7, Dennis Crosby and Selena Thompson. Josh Jernigan and Brad Slagle. Row 8, row 9, John Bellata and Doug Betts. Those are the ones that set qualifying times here this evening. Almost showtime. 20 cars in action here this evening. Glad you're joining us here on a Friday evening here on ABN. 20 cars will take to the track. Going to be a wild night here in Darlington, South Carolina. Alrighty. Almost showtime here in Darlington. Pace car will take the hard left here. Daffin, Watchorn, Weileman, and Gregg, top four. The Lady in Black 200 here at Darlington is underway. We're green. Good uniform start as they sail into turn one. There we go. Laps will tick by pretty quickly here. It's a 1 1/3 mile oval. Already trouble. It's off the track. But it looks like it's Kyle Dersham, Lilac Zier, and John Holliday did not take the start. But Dersham and Zier early on contact between the 89 and the 93. But we stay rolling. Well, the track map, so you have a reference as to where everyone's at right now. Dersham and Zier rolling through turn number 2 as the leaders come to take lap 3. Car on pit lane, Jacob Elkins. Top 3 pulling away at Staffen, Watchorn, Weileman. These 3 have been in a battle all season long. Brennan Gregg, new to the Summit Esports team, moved from Ascent Racing to join Summit Esports. He sits in 4th. Connor Morris, another team that's kind of formed really late. Southern Rocket City Racing, SRC Racing, was just Selena Thompson. Now it includes Connor Morris, it includes Brad Slagle in the 052, and Zier in the 89. So that 4-car team is formed pretty quickly. So you got Summit, Watchorn, and now Southern Rocket City. The big 3 teams in the TWIGI iRacing series. You also can't forget about Turn 3 Esports. Connor Morris chasing down Brennan Gregg, battling for the 4th position here. Top 4 have not changed position since the start, but we're only on lap 5 of 147. See how close everyone's getting to the wall here. It's called the Lady in Black for a reason. Traditionally, these red and white walls on the outside, they end up almost black all the way around from cars touching the wall and sliding around the wall. All the tire scuff marks completely changing the color, removing the color from the walls. It's become a part of the lore to this track. We've seen an early incident already between Zero Dersham, and I believe Elkins may have been a part of it, which is why he had to stop early. Seeing Connor Morris here trying to make a move on Brennan Gregg. For those that are unfamiliar with Darlington Raceway, this will be a track that is more difficult to pass at. We'll see if we can go on board with one of these cars here, because it is very difficult. We'll see if we can get a... There's the onboard shot. This is from Connor Morris's machine. But you'll see where that hash mark is. There's a lot of paved area on this track, but it's not all usable. Watchhorn's made a move on Daffin, but it took several laps to make that happen. You'll see how narrow the actual racing space is on this track. You don't have a lot of room to really play with here. You saw Morris sort of dip tires below that dotted white line, but you can't stay down there. And oftentimes you'll find, especially later into a run, people that clip that will oftentimes end up shooting to the outside as Morris makes a move on Brennan Gregg. Really good move by the 09. Make sure to make it work coming out of 4. Starting lap 10. Hernandez is up 5 spots already. Obviously a lot of checkup from that early accident with Zier and Dersham. Buchanan's in pit lane. Then a 9 in pit lane. Hernandez with a little bit of latency there. And then number 19 Machine. And then Dylan Simmons up only 2 spots in the 07. As the caution has come out for an incident. Looks like Slagle and Jernigan. And caution number 1 out for Slagle, and it looks like Josh Jernigan there. Here's what it looks like here. What happens to Brad Slagle? Tags the wall. Yep, in the wall here. Slides off of it. Powers through it, slides off of it. Locks the brakes. And Jernigan, ooh, hard impact there for the 42. Because the 40 ended up getting loose out of 4 as well. So, 2 separate incidents joined in together on the exit of 4. Pull a camera from Jernigan's car. You see, just loses there out of 4. The Firehouse subs number 40. So Slagle will come down pit lane here, and it leaves Selena Thompson as the leader of this race, ahead of Watchorn and Daffin, who will come down pit lane for their pit stops. Pit lane's been very critical so far this season. It's been a battle between Watchorn Motorsports and Summit Esports, between mostly Alec Daffin and Merrick Watchorn, but Brady Weiland's been in that mix as well. Watchorn gets a clean getaway ahead of Daffin, who remains in second place ahead of his teammate, Brady Weileman. Jacob Elkins got the wave around, I believe. Number 9 Machine had to make an early stop. I believe it was actually a drive-through for Jacob Elkins. Drop penalty from Martinsville a week ago was a drive-through penalty. So he went a lap down. Now the lucky dog, he'll be able to come down pit lane this time, and he will rejoin at the end of the field. But his penalty from Martinsville has been served. He'll leave Selena Thompson at the front of the field. For everyone joining in, we appreciate you spending your time with us here on a Friday evening here at Darlington Raceway, the TWIGI iRacing Series. visiting one of the spiritual homes of stock car racing. This is race 10 of the TWIGI iRacing Series season out of 36. Shout out real quickly to Sign On. Appreciate you subscribing for 9 months to our Twitch channel. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate everyone that subscribes to us on Twitch. Appreciate everyone that's gotten us to almost 500 followers. We are at 495. Again, your support and your passion for what we do makes it all the more special. So we thank you so much for that. Selena Thompson will lead the way here on this first restart of the race. It'll be Thompson, Watchorn, Weileman, and Daffin in the front 2 rows of this field. Going to be interesting to see how Thompson handles it. Obviously did not want to spend an early set of tires on this first caution, but we'll see how quickly that pays off or how quickly it falls apart for the 61. Joshua Jernigan coming out of pit lane now. So will Brad Slagle. Brad Slagle will be a lap down here. 17 cars on the lead lap. An early retirement is RJ Buchanan out after just 7 laps. Pace car pulls down pit lane. Selena Thompson and Merrick Watchorn lead us to the green. We're back underway and a really good launch. How much do tires matter? That much. Fair restart. Thompson just kind of left there standing at the restart. She's going to have a long fall, it looks like here. Brennan Gregg will get around. And just like that, Thompson will fall backwards a little bit as Simmons and Howell go side by side as well, coming through turn 4. Side by side as well. That is Hernandez and Thompson. As Thompson continues her descent from the top of the field. Simmons will try to make his way around Thompson here, with Kyle Smith in the top 10 as well. Elkins back down pit lane. Slagle remains in pit lane. 052 and the 9 back down pit lane here. So Elkins, as quickly as he got back on the lead lap, will drop back off the lead lap. Dennis Crosby just outside the top 10 as Smith and Thompson get together. And Thompson's still in the wall. And that could spell a disaster for the 61, who is being swarmed early. Damage on that 61. Could make it an early night for 2 of the Southern Rocket City racing cars, with Slagle in for long-term repairs. 61 getting passed by the 89 of Zier. Temporarily. It won't remain that way. Front of the field, it's Watchorn ahead of Daffin, ahead of Morris. Top 3 are all 3 different teams. But it's Watchorn currently leading the way, the championship leader. Watchorn going to try to walk away here. When it comes to tire saving, Watchorn's been really on top of it, especially at tracks like Darlington. He's been near untouchable the opening stanza of this season. Obviously, Daffin's been able to kind of close the gap here a little bit. Connor Morris showing some pace here right now as well, not 09. The Watchorn's been the tire whisperer. We'll see if Connor Morris has a lot of pace early on here. Obviously, tires will ebb and flow here, and that could change things. But right now, Connor Morris hanging with Alec Daffin. And Brady Weileman a distant fourth. And we're looking at this battle mostly for second place. Watchorn slowly being closed back in here at the front of the field. There's different breaks and stanzas in the packs here as we kind of separate here. Here's another group just at the fringe of the top 10. Dersham, Smith, and Betts battling for 9th, 10th, 11th, and Din Crosby in 12th. Dennis Crosby trying to close in a little bit here. We'll go on board with him. Number 22 machine. One of the Turn 3 Esports cars alongside with Doug Betts and Kyle Smith. So all three of those cars right there in frame. Pull up the dashboard so you can see the speeds that they're carrying here at Darlington. And you see the line variations, not a lot of room to run here as, oh, Smith's in the wall. Trouble for Kyle Smith. And around he goes in a hard fashion. Watched him tag the wall hard. Second caution will come out on lap 26. So trouble early on for the 55 machine. We'll take a look at it from an outside perspective here. We were riding on board with Dennis Crosby, and they see just two teammates getting together there. Turn 3 Esports went from having a decent day to a not-so-fun day here at Darlington early on. So Kyle Smith and the three of Doug Betts will have to come down pit lane for repairs. Some cars came back in for a second time. Kyle Dersham, Doug Betts, Dennis Crosby, Lilac Zier, and John Bowalda will all come down pit lane this time around. As Jacob Elkins will get one of his laps back. He will now only be one lap down. Second caution of the night. We'll have Watchorn, Daffin, Morris, Weileman, and Gregg be the top 5. With Hernandez, Howell, and Simmons the top 8. Some cars coming down this time around for pit stops. Smith, Thompson, Jernigan will come out of pit lane here. We'll go into pit lane as Crosby, Dersham, Zier, Bowalda, and Betts all come out of pit lane. Several cars here getting some repairs done. Betts, Bowalda, and Zier on that list. And second caution of the night for Watchorn, Daffin, Morris, Weileman, and Gray. They're top 5. For the cause of the caution, Kyle Smith. He'll be down in 15th, it looks like, here on this restart. Let's even get a good look at the number 55 machine. See, there's the damage on that 55 as they try to get some repair work done. Could be a lengthy repair job for Kyle Smith and that Turn 3 Esports crew. Getting ready to go green here. Double file this time. Watchorn, Daffin, Weileman, Morris, top 4. A little bit of wheel spin there. You saw Mulvagel coming down the front straightaway. But away we go. Green flag back in the air. Oh, and contact between Daffin and Weileman. And that's going to be a caution. Huge trouble on the restart. There is not a caution yet. No caution just yet. Daffin gets away with it. Morris with some damage. He'll stay second. Weileman, I think, has some damage as well in the number 51 machine. If not, then Weileman just got away with it. Connor Morris, you can see the damage on that right front of that 09. But no caution. We stay green. Watchorn comes down for repairs, and that will put a significant dip in his race-winning campaign really early on with over 115 laps to go. It puts Daffin in front. So Daffin in the race lead by 2.1 seconds. He can walk away with this one pretty easily, because I believe that that damage on the 09 will be affecting that 09 pretty significantly here. Battle for second. Weileman going to try to go through on Morris. And will do so as Morris almost tags the wall. Race went upside down pretty quickly there for Weileman as he now sits 16th, a lap down. He is not the first car lap down. His teammate Jacob Elkins is. You see Brendan Gregg in the 18 also a little bit of damage on that number 18 for Summit Esports. He is also struggling a decent amount. The Morse beginning to fall down further and further. It's Zier getting around, so look how Dersham. Oh, contact between Morse and Dersham. Morse saved it. And he's going to defend the inside from Dersham. This is going to be interesting. 5 cars in a blanket. Crosby, Howell. And there's the lap car of Elkins. All in the fray here. Elkins needs to be careful because he is in the free pass position. Being the first car 1 lap down. Elkins will go by here, and crisis averted. It was going to be could have been a very ugly situation there. As Morris continues to fall down a little bit. Keep an eye on Dylan Simmons. Moved up to 3rd. And now his objective is to try to crawl back in on that 1.6 second gap to Brady Weileman. Easier said than done, but he's pulled a 2nd on Brendan Gregg, who also is a wounded car. As he almost loses it, big time, almost loses it on the front straightaway. Out of 4, and that's going to be a huge lost time. And now he's back under threat of Brendan Gregg. Gregg, part of that restart incident that largely took Merrick Watchorn out of contention. As Simmons now tags the wall. So Simmons beginning to struggle quickly here. He'll drop back down to 4th. And now Zier's within a 2nd. Zier doing a really good job so far in the 89, sitting in the 5th position. Zier and Simmons getting closer and closer and closer. It's going to be a 3-car battle for this 3rd position. with Brennan Gregg leading the way ahead of Dylan Simmons and Lilac Zier. Chris Howell comes down pit lane, the 88 coming in for service. And there's the battle for third as Simmons gets loose again out of 4. And will drop from fourth to fifth. Struggling big time in that 07. With Dersham sitting in 6th, Morris in 7th, Dennis Crosby in 8th. Selena Thompson back still in the top 10. Sitting in 9th at the moment ahead of Doug Betts, who is battling with Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith not on the lead lap. Neither is Merrick Watchorn. But they're side by side. And Smith will back out of the way. Watchorn, obviously with the better pace there, with fresher tires than the both of them. And will make his way forward. If you look at Doug Betts, I believe the front of that car, the nose of that car, is still not correct. You see the exposed engine. Right on board with Doug Betts in the 3. Definitely not aerodynamic anymore. But still sitting right now in the 10th position as he tags the wall. But holds on to that 10th spot. John Bellata in 11th. Patrick Hernandez in 12th. Then Josh Jernigan, Jacob Elkins. Top 14. Elkins, the first car lap down still. Actually, no, Josh Jernigan just went a lap down. There he is, just got lapped. So now it's a cat and mouse game for Jacob Elkins to try to leapfrog and still be the first car on the free pass position. Alec Daffin leads, Brady Weileman in 2nd. Battle for 3rd heating up between Brennan Gregg and Lilac Zier. A little bit of struggle there for the 18. A little bit of right side damage on the number 18 Toyota. But a decent job so far, keeping that car near the front of the field. This is an elongated race. .200 miles on 147 laps. Zier are going to try to look for a way around. Outside line wasn't it. But the pressure is on. Laps beginning to tick away pretty easily as the field is largely thinned out a little bit. Pull up the track map here. You can see that everyone's pretty well spread out. Patrick Hernandez in pit lane. Don't know if it's a scheduled pit stop or not, but he will go a lap down early here. Finnegan leading, trying to chase down his teammate. That was Chris Howell, who I think actually just pit too. Howell put on lap 44, so yeah, Howell just unlapped himself for the first time. Puts Howell back on 1 lap down territory. Weileman in second, Brennan Gregg in third, still battling with Lilac Zier. This is still one of the closest battles on track, along with the battle between the 61 of Selena Thompson and the 3 of Doug Betts. Weileman leading by just a little bit. Between Weileman and Gregg is the 052 of Brad Slagle, who is 9 laps down at the moment. Approaching lap 60 here. Still a battle in third place. Battle for third between Gregg and Zier. A couple other battles beginning to form. Morris and Crosby slowly coming together here. They're within 3/10. Thompson and Betts within 2. There's the battle for the top 9. Doug Betts fighting without an engine cover, without a hood. Still hanging in there, sitting in the 10th spot. Obviously, pit stops are cycling through here slowly but surely. But Doug Betts putting on some fight still. Really good look there for the 3. Trying to make something out of this race. Chris Howell behind. That 88 trying to regain his last lap here. He's still 1 lap down on the leaders, but trying to get through the field as quickly as possible before everyone else makes a pit stop. Side by side, though, between Thompson and Betts will make that difficult for Chris Howell as they go side by side in contact. And Thompson slowed down to safely rejoin the track. A very smart move by the 61, but Doug Betts will win that battle for ninth. Really good move there by Selena Thompson. He was slowly trying to regain that position. Trying to reel her way back in. As Jernigan still missing his front bumper. Showing the signs of war on the number 40. Firehouse Subs number 40 having a very unlucky race. So Weileman in second, Gregg third, Zier in fourth. Dylan Simmons back up to the top 5 as the 052 of Brad Slagle let him go by. Kyle Dersham sitting in 6th. Thompson's gotten around. Doug Betts again. 61 in the 3, battling hard here. Really good job so far between those two. Both of them showing some signs of war, but still putting it all out there. Really fun stuff. Next close battle here is between the 22 of Crosby and the 09 of Morris. Morris holding on to 7th place. Crosby trying to take it away. Pit stop slowly but surely coming here in the next 10 laps for most of the field. Dylan Simmons comes down pit lane. We have Brennan Gregg and Lilac Sear. Third and fourth still. Carl Derson's moved up to fifth. Then Morris, Crosby, and Thompson. Dennis Crosby has lost a little bit of time here. He's slowly falling into the grass above Connor Morris, and you saw Daffin there right behind, trying to lap up to 7th place, and he'll come down pit lane. Morris will come down pit lane pretty quickly here and just avoid the trouble. And Daffin comes in too. And Daffin a lot more confident coming down pit lane out of turn 4. Leapfrogged the 09 of Connor Morris. Really smart stuff there. Zier stays out as Wildman and Gregg come in. So Zier leads a lap at Darlington. But Zier also pit 10 laps later than Daffin, Wildman, and Gregg. Those three pit on lap 16 beforehand. Zier pit on lap 26. And Zier comes down pit lane. See what happens with Kyle Dersham and Dennis Crosby. Dersham will stay out here. And Dersham will lead a lap. New race leader. Dersham comes down. Crosby stays out. And Crosby will lead a lap here. My English is failing me real quick here. So Crosby stays out. Thompson will stay out another lap. Crosby comes down pit lane. Very safe pit entry. It will give Daffin the lead right back as Thompson also comes down pit lane. Oh no! Thompson missed pit entry. That's going to be a big hit to the 61. So Thompson in trouble here. Rapidly losing time. Got to go an entire another lap around. Got to be careful here. That was close. But Thompson will make it back to pit lane here this time around. Gonna try to be a little bit safer on pit entry here, as Brad Slagle will follow. We've passed the halfway point in this race. The entire field's made one green flag pit stop here as Greg gets around Bewalda. Merrick Watchorn in an interesting position. Up to third, but still carrying damage from that restart crash on lap 29. And he'll be passed by Brendan Gregg here going into turn 1. Watchorn has still not made a pit stop since that lap 30 pit stop. We know one's coming for the 91. Ooh, contact between Bualda and Weileman. Not Weileman, Watchorn. Weileman's up ahead of this. Car in the wall. That's Simmons again in the wall, and that looked like a pretty hefty contact by the 07. Hard contact in the wall. He'll lose time here. Lilac Zier in 6th, slowly chipping away at another top 5 finish. Battle between Doug Betts and John Bualda. They are not on the lead lap, but still a battle for the 9th position here at Darlington. Most of the field have made a pit stop here. Watchorn will be making one shortly. So we're going to do something interesting. We're going to crank it up here at Darlington. We are approaching 90 laps to go here at Darlington. Wrong part of Carolina. Darlington, South Carolina. Race 10 of the TWIGI iRacing Series season. We watched the battle between Lilac Zier and Dylan Simmons. Simmons has now dropped 2 seconds behind Zier. Zier firmly in the top 5. As now she tries to chase down the 18 of Brennan Gregg. And a caution's out for the 3rd time. And it's for Alec Daffin. So 3rd caution of the night. We'll go back and look at it. What happened to the 48 of Alec Daffin? This is going through 3 and 4. Did he get help from Watchhorn? Oh, he 100% got turned by Watchhorn. Wow. That was retribution for the 2nd restart on lap 29. Watchhorn waited forever and returned the favor in a harsh way on the 48 of Daffin. Wow. So Daffin comes down pit lane. And it's going to rack the field right up. That's going to be something to follow. Chris Howell got the free pass. So that paid off pretty well for the 88. A lot of the other cars, they're going to try to get a wave around here. Watchhorn, Thompson. I believe Thompson is still a lap down here. In fact, she is a lap down. So Watchhorn will be the last car on the lead lap if they get the wave around to go through. Very interesting position. This could be an interesting restart here. There'll be 8 cars provisionally on the lead lap, I believe. I'll have to go back here. Yeah, it'd be 8 cars because Elkins pit, Betts pit, so did Bawalda and Crosby, whereas Morris and Watchhorn are staying out here. And Morris is going to be struggling a lot here because Morris has not pit since lap 67. Watchhorn pit on lap 82, so Watchhorn has a little bit of space. But Morris pin on lap 67, so that's going to be a tough fight for him. Chris Howell moves to the back of the field as the free pass recipient. And we're going to rack the field up and try it again. So Weileman and Daffin on the front row, Greg in 0-2. Simmons will be in the top 5, while Howell, Morris, and Watchorn will be on the lead lap, but at the tail of the field. Pace car comes down the pit lane, and with 51 laps to go, we're back underway. Very clear restart for the Summit Esports trio of Daffin, Weileman, and Greg. Sear in 4th, Simmons 5th. Simmons and Zier battling for 4th. Simmons, a really good short-run car, but Zier's got that long-run pace. For Zier right now, it's all about holding on to that position as much as possible. Leah Thompson's had an issue, so has Josh Jernigan. The 61 and the 40. And their days continue to get worse and worse. Chris Howell's also had an issue. And he is spun. That is turn 1 and 2. He is on the apron trying to get rolling without causing a caution. And it looks like he'll do so. But he will quickly go a lap down here if he does not get back running in a hurry. Top 2 battling here, Daffin and Weileman. Weileman going for his first career win in the series. Daffin looking for his 4th. You see Brennan Gregg. Look at him. He's finished second twice in this series. Right now he's looking for another podium. It'll be the first time that Summit Esports, as it currently stands, would sweep the podium, but Dylan Simmons trying to challenge and give a fight for that. Having charged by Lilac-Zier and trying to charge up to the 18 of Brennan Gregg. Less than 50 laps to go. Been a very interesting race. 3 cautions. But those cautions have all been spicy. Simmons has gotten around the 18 of Brennan Gregg, and that's the 3rd place for the 07. Simmons back and forth. You watch this battle back and forth between Greg and Simmons. Zeer's getting closer as well. This is the battle for the third spot between Greg, Simmons, and Zeer. We'll leave that on your screen in the lower right. Very important battle for the last step of the podium. Simmons still sitting in fourth. Even gap between third, fourth, and fifth, I should say. Simmons closing in once more. With the laps ticking away, coming to 41 laps to go. Daff and Weileman pretty clear ahead of this. But it's on Bryn and Greg to secure the 1-2-3 for Summit Esports. It's on Simmons and Zeer to fight for it. Merrick Watchorn, 11-lap older tires, up to 6th and slowly closing. He's within 8 seconds of the leader and within 3 seconds of this battle. Morrison 7th, Howland 8th. Those are the 8 cars on the lead lap as it stands. Elkins, the first car off the lead lap. Then it's Betts, Buwalda, and Crosby, the top 12. All 20 cars as they were ordered on the side of your screen as Jernigan stays off the track and out of the way. Jernigan now 10 laps down, but still ahead of Brad Slagle. 18 cars still running. Excuse me, 17 cars still running. Hernandez out after only 51 laps. And caution's out for the 4th time. It's Smith and Dersham. And that's on the back straightaway. So we'll re-rack him and try it again. 4th caution of the night. And we're looking here. Smith's already in the wall. Ooh, struggling here. Trying to avoid trouble. Watchorn gets a piece of it. And obviously Dersham spins around trying to avoid him. And tries to keep the contact light. It's going to leave the leaders with less than 40 laps here. They're going to take a set of tires. Chris Howell, who had just gone a lap down, will be the free pass recipient. And now the instant question: do Elkins, Betts, Buwalda, and Crosby pit? Because they would be on the lead lap here. If they get the wave around and hope for some chaos, it could very well put them back in the fight. I think if you're someone like Elkins, that may be what you hope for. Obviously, Watchorn gonna have to take repairs in that number 91. Simmons beat Greg out of pit lane. The 07 with a really good pit stop. Half-second clear on that pit stop of Greg. So, really good stop there for the 07. And again, apologies for those that are tuning in. I am not in the best of shape. I am ill still. Trying to get over an illness. Feeling better, thankfully, but the voice is a little bit raspy and out of sync, so my apologies in advance. It's probably going to be that way on Sunday too, but we're gonna try to muscle through it. And most of those that were lapped down, they do not stay out. They come in for another set of tires. I would have gambled and risked it. I really would have. Surprised that Elkins didn't. I'm surprised. I mean, at least I'm surprised that Elkins didn't. Elkins seemed like a pretty surefire gamble on that one. But instead, we'll have 8 cars on the lead lap here. Eric Watchorn missing his entire front bumper. He's going to be hindered a little bit here. But he has such a points lead that he can kind of gamble and just do damage limitation in races like this. And you see, he's not the only one. You see Josh Jernigan also missing his front bumper. Going into the night, Watchorn had a 225-point advantage over Alec Daffin. It will take a hit tonight. The question is, how much of a hit will it take? Watchorn back in for repairs. As wave rounds happen, Watchorn trying to get as much damage repaired as possible. He sits 8th place, so he's not in a terrible position, but very much needing to have some work done as Simmons sits on the inside. Not sure what's happening to that number 07 machine. He should be getting in line here, unless he's trying to save fuel. Did he take tires and no fuel? That'd be an interesting combination there. See if that's why he's rolling on the apron like that. We don't see that very often. But fuel weight does matter a little bit here, especially when it comes to tire conservation. If he's struggling with long run, then he'll have lighter fuel load. He'll have less weight in the car for these next set of laps. Interesting conversation to be had there. But it's Daffin, Weileman, Gregg, Simmons, Morris, Zier, Howell, top 7. Green flag back in the air, and away we go. And the Summit Esports trio worked together really well there. Really good work being done as they all get single file in a hurry. Morris trying to make something happen. The Southern Rocket City racing cars sitting 5th and 6th. This race has been mostly the Summit Esports race, with all 4 of their cars on the lead lap. Chris Howell sitting in the 7th position. But Southern Rocket City trying to make something happen. Obviously, they're trying to battle to get onto the podium. But Dylan Simmons sits in their way, coming to 30 laps to go, I should say. Coming to 33 laps to go. Or 32 laps to go, excuse me. I can't do basic math. 32 laps to go at the line. Weileman set the fastest lap of the race with 30.08. See if Weileman does give a challenge to the 48. As again, they start pulling away from their teammate, Brennan Gregg. Weileman runs a little lower. Daffin and Weileman at the front of the field. Battle for 4th heating up. This is the sort of time period where chaos can quickly ensue with the wrong move. It is going to be an interesting fight here. Morris got the 4th place. See if Morris can lead a charge to that podium. And it's currently occupied by the 18 of Brendan Gregg. Gregg is a full second off of his team. Hoping to keep touch enough to make stuff happen. But still a lot of laps left in this race as they take away 2 laps per minute is what we're looking at here with 28 laps to go. And Morris has gotten really very well clear of the 07 of Simmons. So Morris in the 09 trying to crawl his way forward. Laps begin to tick away further and further here. It's been a very interesting race. There's been a lot of racing. Speckled in with bits of chaos. Thompson in pit lane. Her race will go from bad to worse. Brendan Gregg slowly losing a little bit more time as he falls closer and closer to the grasp of Connor Morris. Simmons and Zier sit just outside of this battle. Connor Morris trying to reel him in. On board with the rookie. Looking for his first podium. Really good fight. 24 laps to go. Now 23. Here's the lap counter. Or the track counter, I should say. Telling you where everyone's at on track. Still everyone very bunched together. Looking back. That's the gap between Morris and Zier. And well, really Simmons and Zier. Both of them have fallen away. As he tries to chase down Brendan Gregg and Brady Wildman, who's had an issue and has fallen away. Daffin now without a lot of pressure. Lap traffic in the way. That is, I believe, I had to see who that was. It may have been the 22 at Dennis Crosby. But you see the battle here. Again, riding on board with Connor Morris, you watch the teammates swap places, Brendan Gregg and Brady Weileman. These two battling tooth and nail. And there goes Morris, fouling to the inside of Wileman through 3 and 4. Attempt number 1 at a podium spot. Wileman used the outside lane a little bit looser out of 4, but holds on to it. But pressure is on. Oh, and Morris in the wall. Morris in the wall out of 2. And all the ground that he had gained and all the pressure he was applying has come undone with 19 laps to go, coming to 18 to go. Just behind, the battle for 5th place has put Zier in front of Dylan Simmons. Simmons in 6th, Zier in 5th. Merrick Watchorn sitting in the 7th position, not far away. Watchorn and Howell will be side by side here in a moment. It looks like Howell not far away. This is still the closest battle going on right now. You see just a little bit further back here, Watchorn and Howell separated by 3/10, and there they are on your screen. Watchorn doing a good job surviving without a front bumper. Zier trying to pull away. It's a car in the wall. That was Dennis Crosby, and it caught Dylan Simmons off guard. So Zier now clear. And Connor Morris is getting closer in range to Zier. .15 laps to go. Howell has gone around Watchorn, but they are side by side across the line. So Howell still battling with Watchorn. Watchorn ended up defending that position, as you saw. Simmons is falling closer and closer to that battle with Watchorn and Howell. Howell trying to find a way around. And they'll go at it again at 3 and 4. Still side by side. Watchorn has the preferred line out of 4. And he'll hold on to it. Howell sticking with it a little bit, but ran out of space. Had to give it up. So Watchorn holds on to it for another lap. Jernigan back down pit lane. Battle for 4th heating up. Connor Morris has fallen now pretty hard here. As they battle. Elkins trying to get on the 09. 2 lap cars separate Morris from Zier, with Simmons hot in pursuit. Jernigan exits pit lane. Simmons and Zier side by side, battling for the top 5 with 10 laps to go. And Zier got loose there and will give up 5th spot to Simmons. Ooh, Zier, Morris, and Simmons all tagging the wall here, battling for that 4th spot. Very interesting. Side by side battling. Still a crazy battle for the 4th spot. Zier, Morris, and Simmons in this top 5 battle, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Zier has it at the moment. Morris, I think, used up his tires a lot. Zier's pulled away from this battle forward, now 5th position. And these two may have a pretty classic Darlington finish if they keep up. Still a battle for 5th place. Coming to 3 laps to go. Simmons has gotten around Morris. Can Morris do anything about it? Yeah, Morris is struggling big time. Falling back quickly. But with 2 laps to go, coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go. It'll be a 3rd race win of the season for Alec Daffin. comes around the final corner. Survived late race contact. But Alec Daffin wins at Darlington, and it's going to be a Summit Esports 1, 2, 3 here in South Carolina. So Daffin with the race win. Connor Morris fell down to 6th place there at the end, behind Dylan Simmons and Lilac Zier. But there is your finishing order on the left-hand side of your screen. Podium interviews here in just a moment. Here, see if who all is interested in having an interview here. It's Summit Esports 1, 2, 3. It's the good result for the team this evening. We'll go over the results while we wait to see who all is interested in being interviewed this evening. Alec Daffin the race win. I had a Brennan Gregg and Brady Weileman. Lilac Zier in 4th. I had a Dylan Simmons, Connor Morris, Chris Howell, and Merrick Watchorn, the only cars on the lead lap. 8 cars on the lead lap. Jacob Elkins and Doug Betts finished a lap down. They rounded out the top 10. Dennis Crosby, John Bawalda, Kyle Dersham, Kyle Smith. Selena Thompson ended up 11 laps down in 15th. I had a Josh Jernigan and Brad Slagle, with Patrick Hernandez retiring after only 51 laps. RJ Buchanan, we'll scroll down a little bit and see him. RJ Buchanan 19th. John Holiday failed to take the start here and will finish in 20th. Again, results on the left side of your screen. But that is the results real quick. We'll see if people are interested in having an interview here real quick. Give everyone a chance to sort of just simmer down and debrief. I know Summit Esports, a big celebration there for them. They finished 1, 2, and 3 tonight. We'll double check here, see if anyone's interested in being interviewed. Give everyone a chance to debrief. We will hear from Greg and Weileman. We'll hear from the 3rd place finisher, Brady Weileman, first here. Another podium for the 51 team. Here we go. Brady, this is Carmen from the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Alrighty. Obviously a very interesting race here, but for the first time, Summit Esports, a 1, 2, 3 here in the series. Obviously, going to be a lot of conversations about what happened between Alec and Merrick, both on the 2nd and the 3rd caution there. But overall, a good result for the team. All 4 cars in the top 10. First time having all 4 cars together like this. How are you feeling about the team? And obviously, walk through the race and how difficult it was saving tires there at the end.
Well, I mean, for the team, I'll at least speak on the team. Amazing. That's all I gotta say. We pulled up Brennan Gregg after what was it? Maybe it was after Richmond, I think. I don't know, but we picked him up either way. The same week we picked up Chris. And we were like, man, he's consistent. So it was like, you know what, we're gonna pick him up, and he's doing what he's been doing all season, which is amazing for us. So obviously we're leading team points, which is good. But yeah, this race, I had no words. I should have been up there, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't have any words.
Well, obviously, you talk about again how picking up Chris and Brennan have helped so much in really helping that team stand out. You look at the schedule. We're 10 races in now. Obviously, this team, it's really been a battle between Merrick Watchorn's team and obviously your team here at Summit. Obviously, you look at the schedule here. We've gotten through the first 10 races. The next couple are going to be pretty important. Really, the next 3 would be pretty important as we head into the All-Star race. Watkins Glen, I know it's a race you're looking forward to. Talladega and Indianapolis. Obviously, Talladega, a big team race, and Indianapolis, another race where you're going to need to save tires a little bit. You're looking at those next 3 races. We talked about this before. Watkins Glen's going to be a big one, but looking at those next 3 races, how much of a battle you're going to be bringing here going into the All-Star race to try to tip away more of that points gap.
Well, we gotta win Watkins Glen. I mean, at this point, I'm due for a win. I mean, it's just like, I thought I was gonna get it tonight, but things just didn't go my way. I had that lead after whatever happened between Merrick and Alec the second time, and I screwed it all up on pit road. I literally just spun the tires, and yeah, there that lead went. But it is what it is. Talladega, I'm pretty good at plate tracks and always stay up front. And Indy, I have no clue. I barely race there, and we'll see what happens, I guess.
Well, obviously, it's a good result for the team. First time the team's at a 1-2-3 in this series, and a phenomenal place to do it here at a place that really is a spiritual home for stock car racing. Before we let you go, and before we talk to Brennan, if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to from the team owner's perspective, Brady, the floor is yours. Congratulations on yet another podium, chipping away at that points gap.
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate Alec on the win. Very well deserved again. Brennan for a really good second place finish, and Chris obviously for salvaging a 7th place finish out of that. And just want to thank parents for watching, for you guys for broadcasting, and Merrick for putting on the league. And yeah, Watkins Glen next week, so let's try to go win that.
Absolutely. Well, again, Brady will be watching number 51 and Summit Esports as a whole. Obviously, again, congratulations on the podium sweep here tonight, and go get them next week in New York.
All right, thank you.
That was Brady Weileman, 3rd place finisher tonight. We'll talk to one person. We'll talk to Brennan Gray, the 2nd place finisher. Brady Weileman obviously going back to debrief with the team here this evening, and actually going to Merrick Watchorn talking with that team as well, after what happened to cause the 3rd caution of the race tonight. Brennan, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha, Carmen.
All righty. Another 2nd place finish. This is your 3rd. But this one you had to work for a little bit more. You were under pressure for most of the race, and then the end of the race, you were able to find that extra speed and move into 2nd place and to put yourself in between your teammates there. Kind of walk through this race for you, how difficult it was trying to save tires as difficult as this track is. And obviously, first podium with this team.
Yeah, saving tires this entire race was really difficult. Lots of pressure from the cars around. Really glad to have been able to get into this position. Yeah, first podium for the new team, though.
Absolutely. Obviously, you've had podiums here in this series before, but obviously joining Summit, where this team really is fighting to take the championship battle to Watchorn Motorsports. How helpful has it been being a part of this effort? Obviously, we know how good Alec Daffin is. He's got 3 wins this season and 4 in this series overall. Obviously, Wildman's got several podiums. You're starting to rack up the podiums as well. How up was it been on as far as just being in the team and finding that extra pace in these cars?
Yeah, it's been incredibly helpful. I got 3 really fast teammates, and I've been getting some advice from all of them about about how to drive these cars. Definitely helped me out a few times on the restarts. Just awesome to have them as teammates.
And obviously, you talk about the teammate battle here. Obviously, having a team of 4, that's going to be a very big thing going in these next couple races. You look at Watkins Glen next week, Talladega, a huge team battle going on at Talladega in 2 weeks, and then Indianapolis, which is another tire-saving track. How pivotal was it joining Summit when you did? And obviously, how confident do you feel these next races and trying to get into that win column?
It's definitely been good to have them on the team. These next few races should be pretty interesting. Should be a lot of fun with them. Yeah, next few races should be fun, though.
Well, Brendan, obviously a phenomenal result here this evening. Again, third podium, second place finish here in the TWIGI iRacing series. Obviously, your team going to have a lot to celebrate this evening, so we'll not keep you from the team too awful long here. But if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, again, Brendan, the floor is yours. Congratulations on your second place finish here.
Thank you. I want to thank Cascade Professional Center and Summit Racing for helping me out with all the stuff in this race.
All right, Brendan, we'll go celebrate with your team. Obviously, Watkins Glen next Friday. We'll see you there. And I can't wait to see what the 18 car does in New York. Have a good one.
You too.
That was it from Brendan Gregg, who finished second here tonight once again. Phenomenal result for Summit Esports. 1-2-3 sweep with Chris Howell recovering to an amazing 7th place finish here this evening. That's going to do it from us here at Darlington. Again, nothing tomorrow evening. There's no Truck Series race tomorrow evening. The week off for the ARC Saturday Night Showdown Series. Sunday, it's Talladega for the ARC's A Square Cup Series. We hope you're there for it. But until next time, on behalf of everyone here for the TWIGI iRacing Series and ABN Esports and all of our partners here for ABN Studios, I'm Carmen Hardy. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun, stay healthier than me. We'll see you on Sunday in Talladega. So long, everybody.